YouTube, what is going on? Today we are going to be watching and reacting to the latest Sir Spook's video. It's Halloween, so we're going to keep the ghost reactions going. I'm going to try to debunk and go through all the stuff that I think is fake. If you guys like this type of content and you do care to support this small channel, smash that subscribe button. Now, let's jump into it. Okay, so in the first video, this is supposedly a live photo of a deer in the front yard off of somebody's iPhone, and they've bought this house, someone passed away in it, and they hear weird things like footsteps and everything else.
So they decided it was finally time to move out. For the first couple of seconds of the footage, it doesn't really appear as though there's anything remotely wrong with it. But once you see it, you'll see why this couple decided they probably shouldn't continue living there.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. You see his shadow with the phone right there in front of their faces.
What appears behind her looks to be a man holding a child, or one figure standing over another one's shoulder. It's a very creepy sight to behold, and it makes sense why the couple was so...
So it definitely looks like two faces. I almost wonder...
freaked out and disturbed. It looks like something you'd see ripped straight from a horror movie. To this day, nobody's entirely sure as to what exactly was captured on the footage that day, but everyone seemingly agrees that it's definitely quite unsettling.
Whatever it is standing still, so I almost wonder if that's like a reflection in the background from something.
But everyone seemingly agrees that it's definitely quite unsettling.
That's standing still and he's moving.
That day, but everyone seemingly agrees that it's definitely quite unsettling. What do you guys think this eerie video shows?
It is weird. It could be a few different things. I don't want to go out and just say this is fake right off the rip, but I mean...
Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
That could very well be just something behind him, maybe $2 or something, and the way the light from the camera is catching it in the live photo, he's like moving and it was behind him originally, and it was probably reflecting on the glass the entire time. I don't think, if this is actually a live photo, I don't think there's any way you can overlay it, and maybe there is a way you can overlay it and artifact stuff, and I don't usually upload stuff from iPhones. But you can, like, if you watch the deer or you watch the window pane, that stays still.
Down below.
That doesn't move. I'll leave that one up to you guys. Personally, I think it's probably a reflection of some sort, realistically. Okay, so in this clip, this is a first responder in Saskatchewan, Canada, allegedly responding to an emergency in the woods. And we're going to see what he sees. So that's it. It looks like a guy wearing it looks like he's got like a beard and a black coat, maybe a mask. You can see, hopefully my mouse works today. There's like, yes it does. There's like a grayness to a beard right here. This is just flat and black. It doesn't look like Sasquatch is supposed to be this massive creature. It doesn't have like a lot of mass to it. There's not much there. I've never seen a Sasquatch video. I mean, if they exist, I'm sure there's different variations, but I've never seen them with an actual like gray beard. It's almost like a troll mask with a black sweatshirt. That's like, I'm pretty sure that's a mask with a beard. So it doesn't really have, like, they say Sasquatch too, has like a cone-shaped head allegedly. Really thick, broad shoulders again. There's not really much here. I mean, this is a small tree, and that covers, this tree in reference probably covers like a quarter of him. Take this tree here, which is small. I mean, it probably covers more than half of him. That's way too small to be a Sasquatch. I mean, maybe it's a younger Sasquatch, but even at that, I'm assuming this camera is mounted on his helmet or his chest, so he's on a quad. He's probably already a foot or so off the ground, and it looks like he's standing while he's driving on the trail, and he almost looks like he's above that Sasquatch.
When the first responder rounds the bend, a massively tall, dark figure can be seen standing off.
It doesn't look that tall. I mean, what do you really have for reference? There's nothing to really use for reference.
To the side of the forestry area, much to the surprise of the man recording, audibly making a shocked noise before continuing on the path, while occasionally.
Your only real reference are these trees, again, or the width of this creature. If this was a Sasquatch, you're talking about a creature that is supposed to be massive, wide, muscular,
glancing back,
and it could practically hide behind these thin trees.
See what it was. While there are certainly no answers that have been proven to be true, the most popular belief here is that this first responder had an encounter with none other than a Bigfoot that day.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I don't think that's a Bigfoot. I think this one is a hoax. Maybe somebody was in the woods and wanted to scare him, or he planned this. Okay, so in the next clip, these two girls are using the Randonautica app. Allegedly, this is an app that takes you to strange places where weird things always end up happening. This was a big thing like a few years ago. Like, I'm pretty sure around COVID, this was a pretty big thing on the internet that was going viral. I've never used the app personally, but allegedly these girls are hearing some strange noises, so let's have a listen and we'll see. To me, it just sounds like something being played off a speaker. Like, I don't think anything's actually there. I think that's off of a Bluetooth speaker. Maybe there's a speaker going inside and they actually really don't know about it. But to me, that's 100%. That's music from a speaker, and all these noises sound like they're coming from a speaker. Like, you can hear it in the headphones. I mean, when you play music or a sound from another device and you pick it up while you're recording, it sounds different than your actual voice.
I feel like they're doing a ritual.
That's just music playing. I don't think that's anything. So in this next clip, I actually just reacted to this from the Nuke's Top 5 video I put out. I personally think this is 100% fake, but allegedly this woman bought a house in France and weird stuff started happening. Her cat's making weird noises, which you actually hear the same exact noise in this video at some point when she peeks around the corner. There's a person standing in the hallway. She gets out of the doorway. She peeks back in the hallway. The image appears closer. I'll let this play out, but this is just 100% a staged video. That was the cat noise, just at the very beginning. There's another cat noise. It's closer. And allegedly it's right there with the arrows pointing. Honestly, it's very creative. I'm assuming it's made for suspense and horror, but nothing about this is real. So in this next clip, this lady decided it was a good idea to go explore an abandoned hospital, and we are left in suspense to see what happens next. So let's watch.
La puerta de madera virgen maciza que no se queda quieta.
So that cabinet, one, the hinges are bound, so it's never going to close right. It's always going to stay, and if you push it, it's just going to constantly swing like that until it stops. So I'm not sure if that's what they allegedly seen right there. I'm going to let all these play out, and I'm going to give my opinions on all of them.
Bueno, esto es de lo más común.
Three different clips of
Okay. So, they pushed that, then started to record, and as it was still gradually swinging, they got it on camera. Or somebody's in there just pushing it with their finger. I can't really see in there too well. Even if nobody's in there, I'm assuming that's what they did. The hinges are bound, it's not going to shut right, and it's going to pop back open, and it's constantly going to go like this until it stops. This one, this is being pulled. That's being pulled into that room that's completely pitch black. Someone's in there pulling that with a string. Someone's probably behind this cabinet right here, or off screen over here somewhere, pushing this chair with a string. If this hospital has been abandoned for so long, I can't see how that blood will stay fresh. I mean, I guess that's a vacuum seal right here. I feel like all that blood, I feel like that could give way at some point. I feel like all this blood right here would be dried up and all disgusting.
3 different clips are shown of things moving around all on their own.
You can almost see what I'm saying. When she pushes that in right there, you can almost see it pop back open and start rocking.
3 different clips are shown of things moving around all on their own, much to Callie's terror.
She pushes it in, and as she takes her hand back, it's popping open again, and then the video cuts.
Also, look at this part of the footage right here and pay close attention to the window.
Ok, realmente es una
It looks like there's a hand right there. Again, if that door is unlocked, allegedly this hospital is abandoned, which it doesn't look like it's a good shape, so I do believe that. But you put your hand in front of the door, slide it down, someone's in that room doing that.
La manito también juega al prende y apaga. Ya no es gracioso.
Yeah.
A mysterious ghost hand can be seen on the window.
I don't think that's a ghost hand. Somebody's in there. Usually when you walk into a room where the door is, you have the light switch right there. Someone's sitting there flipping the switch on and off, and then they put their hand on the glass. I don't think anything in this one is actually real either. So now we are in the basement, and this is allegedly a picture they took. Honestly, this is a case of pareidolia. My mouse is working. I'm going to look on the second monitor here. This light here, it looks like there's water right here. This is just a reflection of this light right here. You can almost see it bend the way the camera is. This is a reflection of that light coming in. This is probably just something. They took this picture, and again, it looks like a face with a body right here, but that's just this light. I mean, that's just pareidolia. It looks cool, but that's all that is. Oh, perfect. We get a zoomed in. You can actually... Okay, to further my point that this is a reflection, you have this here. You actually have this. This is the ground right here. If you follow my cursor, that's the floor right there. And this is also a reflection right here. So it almost makes it look like it's a face. All this is a reflection on the floor. I'm assuming there's water there. It's pareidolia. It does look like a face. It's pretty cool, but there's nothing paranormal about that. Okay, so in this next clip, we are going to look at alleged drone footage that was recovered from this said drone, and they caught something on it. I'm assuming it has something to do with this guy in the boat, unless this is like a clip before the video. Okay, so is the guy in the boat. Looks like a big fish. Okay, it looks like a bit... Depending on where this is, it looks like a giant fish.
Daniel ended up capturing stunning footage of what appears to be Champ, the legendary lake
monster... United States, Lake Champlain.
Lake monster said to inhabit Lake Champlain, while on location for their upcoming film, Lucy and the Lake Monster. I can't imagine how shocking it would be to notice something this unbelievable in person, let alone on a movie set. Okay, so what I think this Champ is right here, I'm going to try to pause it, freeze frame it on a good section. So right here, what I'm seeing, you see tail fin, big body of a fish. Big body. This is a big, big fish. This is Lake Champlain. I'm going to let it get to the close-up here. Daniel ended up capturing stunning footage.
Okay, so you got this giant fish here. Fin. This is a fin. I'm assuming that might be like a dorsal fin. I'm not going to say this is a shark either. There's the tail fin. This guy is probably... I mean, this boat might be 10 feet long. Maybe 9 feet, give or take, judging on the size of the guy, assuming he's like a normal size person. Take that how you will.
Of what appears to be Champ.
I don't think this is champ. I'm going to show you exactly what I think this is. So, I think champ is a sturgeon. These sturgeon can be found in Lake Champlain. They live forever. They get to massive sizes depending on the species. I mean, some sturgeon can get up to 9 feet, which if you think that boat is about that size, give or take, I think it's a sturgeon. That's just my personal belief. Sorry, all the champ fans out there, but I genuinely think it's just a really big sturgeon. Right here, the largest lake sturgeon grow about 7 feet in length and weigh about 200 to 300 pounds. That is a massive, massive fish. So again, I think that's champ right there. This is a quick Google search, but I just Googled sturgeon size. I mean, look at that. That is massive. This is 3 full-grown people holding this fish right here. These things get huge. Kind of see right here. That's what they look like. Got that fin. Another fin here in the back. I think that's champ. 100%. Now that you have that fish in your mind, just kind of look at the shadow. It makes sense.
Capturing stunning footage of what appears to be Champ, the legendary lake monster said to inhabit Lake Champlain.
Now, it's still cool to get a fish that size on camera. Okay, so in this next clip, we're going to be watching an alleged UFO or UAP sighting, and these things can actually be absolutely breathtaking and just leave you wondering, like, what did I just see? So I'm kind of excited for this one. Looks like a giant magnet, or like the Millennium Falcon kind of, with like a portion of the middle missing.
A Canadian brigadier general described it as follows in an internal email that CTV News was able to obtain. Quote, "Top quarters metallic, remainder white." End quote. A parcel of some kind was hanged from a 20-foot cable that was dangling below. On a cooperative operation with the Canadian Armed Forces,
it's kind of the same shape as what they just got.
It was shot down by US Air Force F-22 stealth fighter. It's just super eerie how similar these two look.
They definitely look alike.
What are your guys' theories? Let me know in the comments below.
Now, we don't really see anything. I'm gonna go back to the video. I don't think you actually see anything. Scale, it's zoomed in. I might catch heat or flack for this one, but I mean, there's nothing really giving you like a wide view of this. You don't. All you really see is that one cloud and the sky. You don't really see it moving past buildings or trees or anything else. So what's saying that this isn't a CD with just the middle cut out and they're holding it on something? There's nothing for reference. I mean, it looks like it's going really fast because they could be holding it on a string or a metal wire that they edited out after the fact, and they could be literally just holding that and while they record. I mean, it could be a balloon, but I mean, to have a balloon stay in that one direction and go, I think this is something. I don't know. Maybe I haven't found anything that's really impressed me so far in this, and I'm like, wow, that's real, but that could very well be a CD. Not saying it is, not saying that it's definitely a CD, but that's my opinion. I think it could be something. It's just hard to believe a video like that. It's potato grade quality, and there's nothing to actually see how fast it's actually going. It could be something, like I said, moved in front of a camera, and it looks like it's flying because of the way they're holding it. But there's nothing to compare the object to. Okay, so in the next clip, this guy is exploring an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this field. It's pitch black, it's nighttime, and he's allegedly going to see something in a window. Upstairs, downstairs. My eyes are up top.
An eerie shadow can be seen in the blue room if you look just carefully enough.
I see it.
Then, about 30 seconds or so later,
I see the shape. I see what's the alleged shadow, but there's nothing. It's not in front of the door, it's behind the door. So, here's your door frame. It's behind this in here, and it's pretty black in there. It's bright out here because of the light, so this could be just somebody standing there and the camera can't focus on him because it's bright and it's dark on the inside. Maybe?
while Briscoe is inside the blue room to investigate,
Maybe.
he finds himself the target of yet another scary incident.
That could very well have been added into after the fact. I'm going to go back to that. You got a pair of eyes right there.
Did you see it? If you look at the window off to the left of the room, a pair of eyes can be seen peering in at him, before darting away rapidly a moment or two later.
So I want to go back to that original one, and then I'll touch base on the eyes. I just want to see that one more time without him talking. Actually, let's do it in slow-mo. So I'm looking at this now. You can obviously make out the alleged figure. I got a mouth here and two eyes. This is making me think that this was either an image added post-edit or somebody standing there with a weird mask. I'm going to see if I can try to find an image that looks like that. So this could be a stretch, but honestly, this right here almost looks like that. You have the same neck shape, the same head shape. You have that elongated smile right here, and the two black eyes. I almost think that that's like an image like this in there, thrown in after post edit, and they just adjusted the settings to make it darker, look like a shadow, but adjust the opacity, stuff like that. But I think that it's something like this in that doorway right there. And again, just for reference, here is the shoulder, here's the head, comes down, you have that elongated smile right there, the two black eyes are part of the mask. I think that it might be something, it might be the actual mask in this video. As far as the eyes go, I mean, that's very easy to do in post-edit. It just moves unnatural. There's no blinking.
Did you see it? If you look at the window off to the left of the room, a pair of eyes can be seen peering in at him, before darting away rapidly a moment or two.
I think that guy just had two eyes in post-edit. Slide up, then slide back down when cued. So not to be that guy, but I don't think this video is real either. I think it's fake. That's my opinion. But let's go on to the next one. Okay, so in this next clip, this lady is exploring a cornfield at night and something freaks her out. It says enhanced audio, louder and clearer. So we're going to take a listen to what scares her.
What am I hearing? Listen.
Okay, so I heard that. That could be anything. You're outside. It's nighttime. I'm sure it's a cornfield. I'm sure there's woods around there. It could be a wild animal. It did almost sound like an exhale, kinda. I don't know if there's any roads that are close by. It could have been something on the road, or it's a cornfield. You're on a farm. Maybe it's a farm animal. Animals can make crazy noises. We'll just see what. Okay, so you're outside. This is a cornfield. And there's grass. Wherever there's not corn, there's grass. Those little tippy-tappies that sound like something tapping something, that's upright. What did that say? Upright footsteps? Is that what that said? Small upright feet running. No. So if that was running in that dried corn, it would be swishing and swaying. It would be crackling. There'd be so much noise if something was running through that dried up corn. If you ever done a corn maze, you know what it sounds like, or even grown your own corn. It's noisy. It's like stepping on dry leaves. Also, I mean, it sounds like it's tapping on a hard surface, like plastic, like tapping like this, like tip, tap, 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 tap. That grass, footsteps in that grass are not going to sound like that. Also, who has fast footsteps like that? The footsteps never change in volume nor direction. She could be tapping something.
That's a whispering.
Those aren't footsteps. See, that's what corn sounds like.
Dude, what the
You can hear her footsteps in the grass.
No, dude. Holy shit happened.
So she kind of proves my point right there. You can hear the corn rustling around, so something wasn't moving in the corn, and that grass is rather tall. You can hear her stepping in it as well. So those things weren't footsteps. Giving the benefit of the doubt, maybe she misidentified them when she was listening to them.
Then, as she continues to explore the cornfield area outside, she comes into contact with something that probably should have caused her to pack her things and go home right then and there.
Is it that light?
What the hell is that?
Was that? That kind of proves my point with the road. That could have been a car going by, and it got picked up in the audio because you can very clearly hear a motorcycle or something driving by right now if you turn your volume up.
What the hell is that? What the hell is it doing? What the hell is that? What the hell is it doing? I'm done. Oh my god, it just made a noise. No!
A black figure can be seen hiding behind some of the corn, after which it makes a terrifying sound.
Yeah, that could very well be a human.
Even after this, however, Dee presses on and continues with her investigation.
So it stands up. It's not much taller than the front rows of corn right here. Let me rewind that.
Even after this, however, Dee presses on and continues with her investigation. But it's only a couple of minutes later. Presses on and continues.
So max height is like right here. You can see some of the taller stalks that are probably like around 10, 12 feet that are right here. This is like maybe 5 feet or so, give or take, 6 feet. Just judging by the eye.
With her investigation. But it's only a couple of minutes later in which Dee finds herself.
So basically the point I'm getting at with talking about the heights, I very well think that could be a person.
The target of yet more terror.
You know, take you guys to new locations.
If something like that, like, I understand curiosity, but realistically, if something like that was like in front of you and you've seen that, why are you still there?
What is that? It's moving. No shit. I can't run. There's potholes everywhere.
I don't know if it's the same spot, but if you ever look at a cornfield, the ones in the middle are always super tall. The ones at the end are typically shorter, which it's weird, they get more sunlight, but I think maybe it gets less fertilizer sprayed on it. But that...
Hello? Hello?
So basically what I'm getting at again, those corn stalks aren't that tall. They might seem tall, but they're not. So if you're a few problems I have though, I mean, obviously if something like this happens in real life, shock's going to take over, so you're going to be scared, you're not going to know what to do. But you already seen this thing once, and then you went back for more, so like, you know it's there, you know you're going to see it. So why not try to get around the corner and get the rest of the body. Like, one, we don't know if this is allegedly 8 foot tall corn stalks or whatever, and it's not a trick of the eye from how far away she is. Who's to say that this isn't someone in a costume standing still, standing on like a milk crate or a barrel or a small ladder? Glowing eyes, you could just have a mask with like something to reflect the light in.
Which must mean the figure in question is absolutely massive. This footage...
There's nothing besides the head. I mean, massive being tall, you don't see his shoulders, you don't see if it's broad built,
is just
muscular.
more reason to avoid cornfields altogether. Let's hope that Dee follows that advice too.
Just really quick before I make my conclusion, maybe I am wrong, maybe those corn stalks are tall on the edge, but like this one here, this is definitely smaller than the rest of these. This one here. You have a shorter corn stalk. These guys are all, that's about a foot taller. If you're taking it into perspective, this is about a foot and a half taller, maybe 2 feet as well. So this corn stalk here, where its head's peeking out around, it really isn't that tall. I don't think that's an 8.5 foot thing like they said it was. And if these are full-grown corn stalks, it very well could be someone standing, like I said, on a ladder or a milk crate.
Hello?
It's just standing there, menacingly. I mean...
Hello?
So, in conclusion on this one here, I do not think this is real. I think this is fake for several reasons. One, that noise at the beginning that said was a whisper. I said it could be a car. I don't know how close the road is. And then it could also be a farm animal, etc., etc. And then you hear a motorcycle later on in the video. So they are close to a road. So that very well could have been a car going by or something going by in the street. Also, those footsteps, if this is an allegedly an 8.5 foot tall creature, assuming Bigfoot, this is going to be a heavy animal. This is going to be easily over 500-600 pound animal. If it's that tall, it's going to have some mass to it. So those little fast tippy-tappy footsteps at the beginning, I don't know what they're trying to connect the dots with that, but if you're going to have a creature this fast with those footsteps, that thing would be hauling. It would be absolutely gassing it. You would hear some loud, heavy footsteps. Doom, doom, doom. Not little tippy-tappies. Like, sounds like you're tapping a marker on your phone. I have a hard time thinking that this is real. You already seen it once. It's super low to the ground, kind of crawling. It looked like it was a smaller frame, and next to the other pieces of corn, it didn't look like it was that tall. Assuming this is the same creature, and these corn stalks, they said, are allegedly 8 feet. I mean, someone, like I said, could be standing on something, but I think these are shorter corn stalks at the edge of it, and it's all a perspective trick, and I think this is fake. I think this is staged. Thank you guys for watching. In this video, I did try to go in more depth when I was debunking. I'm going to continue to do so because I do think it's important to call out the fake stuff. If something's real and it really puzzles me, then I'll also admit it. But as I'm reacting, these are my thoughts. This is what I'm actually thinking. But thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next video.